Gosh darn it, Aquatope, they got me again. Got pretty emotional with a recent episode of Aquatope. I watched the episode 5 through 7, and this is my thoughts on the show so far. So yeah, main focal point of episode 5 was really kind of centered around the mother arriving to take Fuka back home. And obviously, she doesn't want to go back home. I got a kick out of it the moment that their mother comes in there and starts talking to the grandfather. She's, thanking her for letting her stay there. And then at some point, Kukuru hears her say that she's going to take her home. So her response is to go to Fuka and say, "Run." You don't want to go home, right? Okay, now run. And so she gives on the outfit and runs away. And she's kind of establishing another place that she could stay at. And at some point realizes, oh yeah, I forgot there was this fish that was sick, and I forgot to tell Kukuru, this is what I want to do. And she rushes back there. It was really cute because the mother gets a real sense of what is so great. What Fuka found so great about this place. I mean, the people are great. It's very relaxing. Obviously, she loves what she's doing. And this is kind of one of those moments where Fuka says, I'm not ready to go home yet. I want to help Kukuru. This is what I want to do. And like I said, I had all these struggles with how they're going to handle this, but I do love that it came down to essentially the mother realizing this is what my daughter wants to do. She was hoping Fuka would come home and she could spend time with her, but it's like that realization, everybody around her, all being parents, are all saying the same thing. You got to let her do what she wants. Eventually, this is a role of being a parent. You have to let them do what they want to do. So it was really cute how they handled the whole situation with the mother. Episode 6 was kind of more focused on two aspects. One, they were trying something in order to bring in more people, and that was to bring sweets into the picture. And they immediately enlist the help of Tsukimi to kind of create some type of sweet that they can use. And it was kind of sad because they went down this entire route of trying to figure out how they can, what kind of ingredients, what kind of flavors they can have for ice cream, just to be shot down like, you need permits, and dairy is a hard one to get permits for. Try something easy like shaved ice. And it was really cute because this is where we get a really strong picture of Tsukimi as a character, and the idea of how she really wants to do something with sweets. She's very devoted to what she does. She works for her mother at this bar, but it's always kind of centered around what her mother created the menu. And she's never able to do things with sweets because her mother doesn't like sweets. So getting this really strong view of how much determination she has, how much focus, and how much work she put into something that she's passionate about, which is food. I really did love this episode just for kind of developing her as a character. But it kind of shows in what she creates with these cool little, not just shaved ice, but really kind of bringing the theme of fish into the shaved ice. And what kind of, how that kind of goes viral online as everybody kind of sees these cute little fish shaved ice. Was really sweet. And this is where I get broken. In this episode, we note this old man that always comes to the aquarium every single year. And at some point, Kukuru kind of confronts him and says, "Thanks for coming every single year." And he's like, he explains why he comes there every year. And it's because one time after his brother had passed away, he came there after the business that he kind of was encouraged by him to open failed. And he came there, and his brother actually appeared before him. It gave him the drive to go back, start another business, and it was successful. And so he's always come back there in order to see his brother. And this is where, if you ever put an old man in a show and have an old, strong man cry, it's gonna get me. Like, crying men is a hard one for me to get past, especially, elderly men, father figures always crushes me. So this brief moment where he sees his brother again, it wrecked me. I couldn't help it. But at the same time, obviously, Kukuru sees her family, so it kind of just doubles up. Now we have Kukuru seeing her past parents, and this brief moment of her crying and hugging them in the water, this vision that she's kind of given. But the interesting thing that came from the scene was that she looks ahead, her parents turn around, they both see what she's seeing, and it looks like an older version of Kukuru, almost like an adult Kukuru. And initially, I thought that this would probably be, just an older version of her. But I quickly shifted to thinking, what was the big question mark that I had from the previous, I think it was the previous story arc. I think it was in episode 4 or maybe 3, where the friend of theirs was pregnant and she had a child. And Kukuru was asking her about this book that she got when she was pregnant. And I couldn't understand why she wanted to know where she got that book from, because, like I said during my impressions, if she wanted to know where her mother was, where her mother went to for her pregnancy, she could just ask her grandparents. I mean, there's nothing that she really needs to know about that book, because she has that book. It didn't dawn on me until this particular scene, seeing this other kukuru, that it made me think, well, maybe that is implying that she's trying to find out about a twin sister. If she can find out where the book came from, she can go back to that place, which would have the information about her birth, and find out about her twin sister. So this is again leaning me towards the idea that the person that she's seen was her twin sister. And I had that thought, and I kind of let it sit. And then over time, as we get into episode 7, what happens? They go out and have a barbecue. Everybody's together. We learn more about Kyoya. But not only that, we get this brief moment where she's talking to the others, and she brings up specifically how she always wanted a sister. There's these little kind of cute little moments talking about, like, you know, breaking apart the ice cream and sharing it, having halvesies, all that kind of stuff. And she talks about how she wants a sister. Now, you can equate that to, okay, she just sees Fuka as a sister, and now Fuka's here. That can be her sister. Fun sister love. But I think this was specifically pointing this out because it keeps implying that a sister, this desire for a sister, this void of a sister. And I think that's where it's eventually going to get to, is that somehow the two of them got separated through the circumstances of their parents dying. And so that's going to be a curious thing going forward. Is there a sister? What is that sister going to mean to the story? All that kind of stuff. So that being said, I really did like the addition of Kuya's story. It really did develop him a lot. He's always kind of been the guy that's standing on the side going, I don't like, personal space. I can't take girls. Get away from me, girl, ew. To really kind of expand him as a character, that he went this whole situation where he was at school. At some point, some girl within a really strong clique of girls asked him out. He rejected her. Those girls started bullying him. The police got involved. He left the school, and this grandfather, the owner of Gama Gama, ended up bringing him in, helped him out, get him on his feet. And that, like I said, it really did develop him as a character to kind of show why he's so distant. And not only that, but that he's very determined. He's similar to Kukuru. He wants this place not to close. This place means a lot to him because of what the grandfather did for him, that he, went through all this process of learning all these stats about fish and all this kind of stuff. He has a lot of knowledge of what he's doing, and he doesn't want to lose it. So really cool to get this perspective of him and really kind of develop him as a character overall. It was great to see that the fortune teller was the mother of Tsukimi. That was an interesting little twist to throw in there, having her come back into the scene. A lot of great moments, though. Really did love this episode, or these 3 episodes. There's so much development for all these characters. It is really shaping this show out to be really fantastic. Like I said, I'm hit and miss on PA Works, and when they hit, they really do hit. And I think this is going to be one of those particular shows that I'm going to absolutely love in the end. So that's my thoughts on episode 5 through 7 of Aquatope of White Sand. Hope you guys enjoyed my impressions. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment. Let me know what you thought of the episodes. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can, and support us on Patreon if you can. And y'all take care.